Breadheads, Ty and Eric back in the booth for another episode of Think Fresh. This isn't just any episode. This is a very special episode because this is episode 399. Isn't that right, Eric?
Oh, you're so right, dude. And if you're hearing any giggling in the background, it's because we have a guest today.
We have a guest today.
Yeah, that's right. I'm auditing this podcast. Wait, what are the episode stamps that I've been on for? I've been on 2, I think.
Yeah.
This is a thrice guest.
A 3P.
Three-time guest. Yeah. You hold the personal best for most podcast appearances.
Is that because you guys alienate everyone right away?
Yeah, somehow you stuck around. We can't shake you off.
The Three Timers Club is small.
Yeah.
And you're the captain of it.
Well, I'm very excited to be in this rarefied air, to be in this booth.
Breadheads, you are hearing the voice of Patrick from the now defunct How Original podcast.
I was going to say the retired podcaster.
The hard canceled.
Dude, when I go to social events and people introduce me, it's like, oh, this is the podcaster. I do the across the neck, don't do that shit.
But this is a tell-all exclusive episode. We brought Patrick on here to clear the air, share his side of the story, tell us how him and his co-host George broke it off.
Well, I was going to say, it's probably a disappointing narrative in that we just both were traveling and kind of got busy with other creative endeavors. And then we're like, oh, now 2 or 3 months have gone by. So yeah, there's no tell-all fallout. In fact, I'm hanging out with George tomorrow to do something other than podcast. We're going to do some writing.
Damn.
Seldom do Ty and I hang out without a microphone.
Now it's all just monetized content. Well, I was thinking recently, maybe I saw this as a Reddit comment, there's no podcast that 2 friends have started where it doesn't lead to some sort of animosity or falling out.
Yeah.
So I'm be careful, guys. Be careful.
If it hasn't happened by now, 400 episodes
Very
later,
true.
I don't think it will, to be honest.
You're not going to end up in some IP battle with Dave Portnoy and then each have a different side of the story.
Yeah. I mean, it's only possible if we get extremely rich,
Right.
And then we can't decide how to split the millions.
Right.
That's the only way we'll probably break up.
But since there are not M's involved at the moment, things are smooth sailing.
That's correct.
Yeah.
It's kind of like the same philosophy as you don't want to dip your ladle in company soup. You don't want to necessarily start a business with your bestie because it's going to just lead to suffering. You don't want to blend work and personal.
No, not at all.
Definitely not.
You got to have those discrete selves.
Exactly. But unfortunately, Eric and I don't have the same guest diligence that Nardwar does. So this is about as far as we can go to quiz you on the skeletons in your closet regarding the retirement of your podcast.
It would be funny if you're bringing out insane artifacts from my childhood. Is this the cassette tape of Paul Simon's Graceland you used to listen to as a child? I'd be like, whoa.
Yeah. That last time George was late, how did that make you feel?
Made me go ballistic. Unfortunately, I really have nothing to promote unless people are interested in checking out a defunct podcast called How Original about Netflix originals. I will say there have been a few things on Netflix recently that I've watched and been somebody needs to speak about this. I don't know if it's me, but somebody needs to talk about Uglies starring Joey King, which is one of the worst fucking movies I've ever seen.
Dude.
I don't know what that means. What kind of movie is this?
Okay, so get this. It's based on a young adult, sci-fi dystopia book, I think from, before 2010.
Okay.
And imagine, if you will, a world where everyone is ugly until they get government-mandated, yassification surgery when they're, I think, 16 or 18.
Yeah.
And then they go live in the utopia. So you can't go into this, ideal utopia until you get yassified. But I'm okay, so the economics of this all really aren't addressed. Nobody seems to hold any sort of job or productive role in the society. They're truly just partying every night. It's a nightclub that never ends.
They
so
literally,
all these pretty people are just perma K-hold.
Right.
But then there are some other people who are the outliers of society who are we're not going to get yassified. And they live in secrecy in the woods and everything. I was why are you fighting against this seemingly perfect society?
Wouldn't you? Yeah. Dude, it's just
they don't address the socialism aspect of it at all.
I see.
Socialism aside, though, it's just they're holding a mirror to today's society, right? Because you are ugly until you hit puberty, turn 21, and go to the bar for your first drink. You order a vodka soda. Yes, you are in. You are on the other side now. It is a lifetime party from there.
Right.
There's no going back.
This movie is also crazy because when they show the effect of like the surgery, it looks like a bold glamour filter is like poorly attached to these actors and actresses. It's
interesting.
It's incredibly bad. It's so terrible.
They just ran all of the film footage through Snapchat's filters.
They truly did. And if you go to Letterboxd, there's so many comments calling it out. Like, this just looks like a bold glamour filter.
Damn.
Like, what's happening?
Oh, no.
I accidentally switched to the dog filter.
Yeah.
Pat, you're a film expert. I got to ask,
Sure.
What is the value proposition that Joey King brings to the film industry? I don't get it.
Well,
I don't get the lore.
Okay, so I guess one of my more controversial takes is like, I'm very attracted to her, and everybody hates me for this.
Interesting.
Well, they hate me for a lot of reasons, but I don't know. It's like, I've never seen her be anything other than completely cringy on screen, but yet I'm very drawn to her, and maybe there is an element of like, I could fix her a bit.
Yeah, you want a cringy girl.
Yeah, my kink is just like a girl that I can barely bring to social functions. Where I have to like brief people beforehand. And I'm like, all right, she's going to make some bad jokes.
Because that way you look like the normal one.
Right.
It makes perfect sense.
So, okay, I understand why you are into her. She was in the kissing booth.
Well, I was going to say, famously, and 3.
The whole
3 isn't mentioned for some reason. But
I think that's where a lot of people first became aware of her, when she was doing very cringy stuff in the kissing booth.
A king for my king.
She was pretty cringy, I'll give you that.
She is exceptionally cringy. I believe she's also now married to like a producer who's like 15 years older than her. So I need to break up their marriage.
I think so too. Did she delete her eyebrows like after the film or for the film?
Probably after, I think.
Damn, man.
I'm struggling to recall the eyebrows in this film. I think she had regular eyebrows in it.
Oh wow,
What's going on with that? Like,
that's got to be a filter.
Why do
Joey
girls
King with no eyebrows?
Yeah, why do girls feel the need to delete their eyebrows? Like, it's kind of a cry for help.
Yeah,
I would say, yeah, it's kind of alarming. I feel as if very few people arrive at this decision when like things are going super well. You know,
it is a cry for help for sure. It's kind of like you have to be really fixated on your eyebrows to warrant just completely rip and replacing them.
Yeah.
Every time you look in the mirror, your eyes are going upwards. They're focusing on the brow.
It's a very dramatic way to alter your appearance. And like, I guess it's maybe kind of this high fashion look that's kind of trickled down to the general populace. But
yeah,
I don't know.
She went Dune 2 mode.
Yeah.
Yeah, or like Rick Owens' Runway.
We're all submersed in a big pool of oil right now, doing style podcasting.
Hell yeah.
Oh, shit.
So, Patrick, it's been a while since we last talked to you. What has your subway journey been like since last episode?
Great question.
Honestly, I feel like I've consumed very little Subway since the last time I was on this podcast.
Dude,
and I'm actually... I've been Subway sober as of... I don't know. I'm trying to go a whole calendar year without any Subway, which might be a bit challenging because there's one literally 30 seconds outside my building.
You are 30 seconds from one right now as well.
Well,
we are recording outside of Subway.
That's right.
Yeah, it's the craziest vibe to just be posted up outside of Subway. I feel like I'm almost doing like a stakeout.
Yeah,
right? Steak and cheese out. It's good though.
Yeah, it is one of those things that's like, I feel at home. Like, Subway is one of those places where you should be kind of staking out. There's always people outside the way. And, I mean, there's one right now.
Like, who's he talking to? Nobody.
It's usually somebody talking to themselves or, like, bullying someone. Usually the two things that are...
Oh, so this is like a real bully space.
I think so, yeah. There's a nice alleyway behind it.
Okay.
Yeah.
We've seen some crazy shit while recording here. We've seen actual fights break out. We saw someone rob a car the other day parked next to us. It's also,
obviously you didn't intervene. You just kept podcasting.
We weren't sure if it was their car, but they were slumped all the way down. So there's a good chance it wasn't their car. But
well, I don't think they could drive.
Well, because they opened the car with such ease that it looked like they just unlocked it.
Huh.
And now I'm thinking, like, do these people have technology that we don't have access to?
Or is it just opportunistically like trying a bunch of car doors, seeing which one's unlocked?
It could be that. It could be that.
Probably that.
Yeah, but who knows? Maybe the Uglies have access to something that we don't.
You know what? We are kind of the same as them, though, Eric. Like, I am currently in a car that I don't own, and I am talking to nobody, just like that guy that walked by. We're not so different.
This is taking a bleak turn.
Wow, dude.
It's empathy, boys. Well, I'm proud of you for your sobriety. I, as well, have been restraining as much as I can. I think I've eaten about 36 inches maybe this year.
This year?
Yeah.
So, okay, it's
Wait,
January
we're
24th.
like 3 weeks into January.
Maybe
So that's once a week almost?
Yeah, that's a foot a week.
What is a reasonable amount to consume a week?
I don't even know, man.
Honestly, I haven't had any this year. I haven't been since probably mid-December. So I'm doing pretty strong. Before that, it's been like months as well.
Yeah, I think maybe mid or early December was my last encounter with the whey.
So you're going to celebrate this Christmas with a footlong? Is that the plan?
I think so, yeah.
Wow.
And like, okay, do you know what innovations Subway is bringing? Like, is there any chatter about like their upcoming deals or sandwiches, or are you guys reacting in real time with everybody else?
We do not have insider information that we are trading on or doing any other business.
Sorry, maybe I should rephrase. I didn't mean so much insider info as much as like, if you're a Subway fan, do they put out a lot of stuff about like Q2, we're dropping the, I don't know, Scotty Barnes version 2.0. Like,
right.
Like the earnings call. Like,
the
quarterly earnings call. Are they dropping, what we're focusing on?
Dude, I have not listened to an investor call from Subway ever. I would imagine it'd be very bleak.
Yeah.
It'd be weird, though, to just hear the voices of the employees there.
Yeah.
Very monotone, very hungry.
Do you think you couldn't even understand them?
No.
Like, I can't understand my artists, so why would I be able to understand
They're all
HR?
mumblers. It's just a whole company of mumblers.
Through the sneeze guard.
Yeah, the CFO is... It's not easy for them to get their ideas across.
No one's communicating too much there. So it would be quite the experience. But so no, we have not really we don't look for it. We are proper journalism on the ground, 30 feet from a subway.
Live your life a quarter mile at a time.
Exactly.
We're on site. But Ty, we did have some new stuff that we talked about last time, which was the nacho.
Yes, that's most recently entered the chat is nacho cheese sauce is hit the menu, and they're actually going to start building nachos, footlong nachos for sale in a collaboration with, you guessed it, Doritos.
So, I mean, I can say negative things here, right, about the Subway brand.
This is satire. This is Subway can't sue us because we follow the satire law.
Here's my immediate knee-jerk reaction. If you are getting a foot of nachos at Subway, you have strayed so far from God. You need to evaluate everything that's happening in your life. You probably already bleached your eyebrows. Holy shit. Yeah, this is a crazy item. Dude,
it's not even a good deal. Nachos should be measured by their circumference and their height. Never length. Length has nothing to do with it.
Yeah, you don't lay them out in a... Yeah, that's so bizarre.
You're guaranteed getting not very many chips.
Mm-hmm.
And, like, under the best of circumstances, nachos are, like, they could upset the system, you know?
Dude, they're disruptors.
I don't know if I would trust Subway to really store all the things in a...
I don't trust Subway, but I trust the Dorito, institution. I think, like, get the right base layer going, and there's very little room to fuck that up.
Yeah.
Right. So because Doritos has now attached themselves to it, you're like, there's a level of standards that's going to be brought in.
It's kind of like on Shark Tank. It's like, I don't trust the guy, but if Mark Cuban trusts him, then I trust him.
Right.
Yeah. Good call.
It's like the fundamental idea could be good, but that might not be the person to execute.
Exactly.
Yeah, but at the same time, though, like, Doritos made the perfect chip. What's one ingredient you'd actually, like, add to that to make it better? It's probably not, like, Shreddus. It's not sweet onion sauce.
Yeah.
None of the ingredients behind that wall over there are going to make Doritos better.
Right.
Yeah, that's the thing. You got to go with, like, the plain ones, like Cool Ranch,
Yeah, like
sweet
chili heat.
Something neutral.
Like,
yeah, the most neutral chip on the planet, sweet chili heat.
It's not here nor there.
Damn, dude, your taste buds must be blitzed.
Because I feel like Doritos has already innovated so much to create the perfect thing that you would never find in nature. So it's like, do we then need to do further modifications on that?
That's well said, actually. Doritos feel more like than any other food like they were made in a lab by proper scientists.
Yeah.
They're not made by a business or like a company that's even greedy to like sell things, and they're not made by people that have restaurateuring experience. It comes from this third party, which is like the scientist.
Yeah,
not the entrepreneur nor the artist.
No Michelin-starred hands have ever touched a Dorito, but no, it is like constructed to be the perfect flavor profile.
Yeah. Hey, there's this guy again.
He's doing another lap.
Same guy that's still talking to nobody, just like us. Don't make eye contact, Eric.
Maybe he's got like a left AirPod in that we just can't see.
He's like number 9 on the Spotify charts for like all comedy podcasts.
Yeah. Damn, our biggest op is right outside the car.
Yo, that's crazy.
Speaking of getting blitzed, guys, there's a civil war going on that we should talk about.
Oh no!
Sure.
I know where I'm going.
Dude, I have no idea where this is going.
There is a corn star civil war.
I know exactly what you're talking about now.
We all know what you're
talking
about.
I don't fucking believe for a second that Bonnie Blue slept with 1,047 or 57 guys in quote-unquote 12 hours. That doesn't add up at all to me. I want somebody from the Guinness Book of World Records being there to count each dick in the gangbang.
Dude, imagine one of those nerds sitting there in the cuck chair, just like check for
like,
1,000.
Losing your mind.
Okay. Yeah. I'm actually so proud of myself because I got super drunk on my birthday while you guys were both there that I didn't bring up the Lily Phillips tape. Because, like, have you guys seen the YouTube documentary?
Yes, I watched it for research.
Okay, it's so funny on the documentary, seeing all the comments of people who are, like, extremely disturbed by it. They're feeling all these emotions. I watched it and I'm like, I don't feel anything about this.
Yeah,
like, I don't care one way or the other.
I don't think it was meant for you to feel anything.
But a lot of people, it like really moved them and they needed to speak out about it. I'm like, I'm completely indifferent to all of this.
Are you talking about the audience of the documentary felt like they were like feeling bad for the girl or something?
Like the people leaving comments like on the YouTube video were talking about, you know, all sorts of armchair psychology.
She is deeply disturbed, that's for sure.
Oh, she is deeply disturbed. But again, it's like I watched this and it's like, I just don't care. Like, if she wants to do this, that's fine. Yeah. So one of my buddies and I, we keep joking that, like, you know how fantasy football leagues will have creative punishments for whoever comes in last place? It's like whoever comes in last in a fantasy league should have to sign up to be the 1,000th guy specifically in the 1,000 guy thing.
Dude, you got to be the 1,000th guy and you got to go down on it.
Yeah.
Oh, guys. This is a PG podcast. Come on, boys.
This one might be NC-17. Also, it was crazy in the documentary when she's like, yeah, it just became such a logistical challenge to get 100 guys will actually show up that, like, we gave quote-unquote preference to guys with clean STD tests, but we couldn't, you know, do that for everyone. It's like, yikes.
Yeah, because how can you find 1,000, like, guys who would do that are, like, check all the boxes, right?
Yeah. And some of the people, do you remember in the documentary, also like traveled from different countries to do this?
I mean, they flew in. It was like people from like Sweden flying into London.
Wow, a global affair.
It's like
bringing the world together, honestly.
Imagine talking to like a customs person about like purpose of visit.
Well, pleasure for sure.
I'm guy 87, so you know, pretty pumped.
I have a commitment I cannot miss.
Yeah.
Damn.
But I mean, I think she should be rewarded because she's really bringing together the world. You know what I mean?
True.
All guys from different countries. Doesn't matter your political background.
No. It's like, it's a level playing field in that sense.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
Okay, so here's my main question about it, though, delving into it. So I've heard all this stuff about Lily Phillips, and obviously I think a lot of people probably signed up for her OnlyFans like after hearing about all of this. But is there a full tape that exists where it's 24 hours of... Like, I don't understand what kind of product is being put out from this.
I think it's all just social media quips. They're doing it for the quips. So there was probably no cameras.
Yeah, because my original assumption was there's going to be a massive piece of film that gets dropped that, you know, shows all of this. And then I'm like, well, you can't just have 24 hours. Like, I don't think OF could even support a file size that big.
Yeah. Kind of like the We Live in Public documentary. It's like We Fuck in Public or something. It's just like 100 blokes going in.
Also, though, like, not all 1,000 dudes are gonna deliver a performance worthy of the camera.
Well, yes.
And if you don't, are you really going to sign?
Fright?
Yeah.
Like, if you like blow it, are you going to actually even sign the release papers, or are you just going to withhold? I'm sure a couple withhold.
You got to sign first.
You got to sign first, I think. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I think, at least in the documentary, they censored out all the IDs of the guys. Which, I feel like if you're a guy who's doing this...
You should be able to put your name behind it. You should have to.
You have to live your truth.
Yeah, 100%.
I don't know.
Man, that's wild. It makes me realize, though, like, we just need general cleanliness in society, you know? Like, if you go to a potluck, people with the cleanest hands should get to serve themselves first, you know?
Right.
Like, there should be a cleanliness ranking system that gives you special privileges in this society. You know, like, if you can show proof of when you last showered, you should have first dibs on, like, accessing a business or performing an action. Maybe you get first seating at a restaurant because you are the cleanest person.
I was trying to find a screenshot, and then I look up 10 seconds later, and Ty's like, eugenics are actually good, and here's why.
Yeah.
Damn, was I signaling that? I didn't mean to dog whistle.
Real quick, I did some quick math. In 24 hours, there are 86,000 seconds.
Yeah.
Right? So that means, divide that by 1,000 people, every user gets 86 seconds.
Assuming that this is completely uninterrupted for a whole day straight.
A minute 25 without transfer and swaps.
Yeah, exactly.
That's crazy.
It's like tag team the homie, tap them in,
right?
Yeah,
and then
it's like a relay.
So it's a 1 pump relay. That's all you're getting.
Yeah.
Which
basically
that just seems not worth it, really.
But to be a part of,
I don't think that was the point.
To be a part of history.
But to these people, I guess it is
part of history.
These men want to be a part of something bigger than them.
Yeah, it's like some people were part of like NASA projects. Some people were part of stuff like this.
Do you think there's like a weigh-in before you start? Like they measure you up, check your dimensions.
Right. Wait, and then they like quantify how big your load was afterwards? Maybe. Like they reweigh you?
Well, it's more just like we talk a lot about like how many footlongs are consumed annually at Subway. So just like how many inches.
Right.
Like, oh yeah, dude. We gotta look that up.
We don't have to look that up.
Yes, we do. Okay, wait.
This is nothing.
I can't believe I'm still entertaining this as an episode topic.
This is nothing if not a rigorous scientific podcast.
Surely there's something.
I just googled
today.
Average dick size in the UK,
nice.
Which is 5.63 inches.
Okay.
So that times 1,000.
How many blokes?
Yeah.
It's a big number.
5,630 inches.
Wow. How
many inches is like one story of a building? Is it 9 feet?
Yeah, I think a floor is 9 feet.
Yeah.
Depends. Are you in the artist style loft or you in the basement suite?
So that's 52 floors.
Wow.
Of dick.
Holy moly.
That's crazy.
That's a lot.
Taller than most buildings here in Vancouver.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, I was going to say, maybe you could go to like, the new developments around SkyTrain hubs and find something of that size, but holy shit.
And just for the boys, we're going to look up what a 52-story building looks like.
Yeah.
Oh, nice. Breadheads, you won't be able to see the visual, but this thing is tall.
That's crazy, bro.
It's always good to get into like visual stuff on a podcast.
Yeah. So, okay, I'll describe what we're looking at. We're looking at a 52-story building.
Wait, how tall is the U.S. Bank Tower in L.A.? Is that 52 stories?
It's probably pretty close.
73.
Oh,
okay.
That's a big one.
Okay.
It's a biggie.
Yeah, that's a big one. It's got some girth, too.
I was trying to find a screenshot of my phone, which I think is lost in the sands of time. But basically, I was looking up, like, what is the previous record that Bonnie blew? Again, I think she's fucking lying about all this. But what does she claim to have broken? So in the early 2000s, there's a woman who claimed to have slept with like 900 something guys within the span of a day. And then later, if you go to her Wikipedia page, there's a drop down that's like gangbang controversy. And it was found out that she only slept, quote unquote, it was like less than 150. So it's like this number was dramatically inflated. But then it also made me think like, even if this number was true from the early 2000s, there really was no innovation in the space for like 20 years until recently. And again, it seems like these claims are not super credible. And there's some stats inflation.
Right. So much like the LeBron scoring title. Like it won't be touched for many years.
Yeah.
rightfully so, I think.
Yeah.
I feel like Western culture wants to forget all history before it too, right? Like, think about Genghis Khan.
Right.
Like, that
what's
guy.
his body count?
His body count is crazy. in multiple ways.
Louis Phillips, destroyer of worlds.
Yeah, dude. I don't think anyone's catching Khan.
No way.
Do you guys think Lily Phillips would ever come on this podcast?
Well, you can send her a DM, but I think a lot of dudes are doing that right now.
Yeah, it might get lost in the shuffle.
Yeah. What if me and you showed up to this thing and brought our mic? We were just like, we just want to ask you some questions.
Doing like man on the street interviews.
B-roll.
Yeah. It's like, listen, we have 86 seconds. Let's get to the climax here. No pun intended.
We need the Foley for our intro.
86 seconds is like a quick time event in a video game.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
It's
a full length timeout in the NBA.
Yeah.
Dude,
it's most of a minor penalty in the NHL.
It's 1,000 long form reels.
Oh shit!
Except unlike the NHL, you're not even in the box for 2 minutes. So you know.
Damn.
Oh no, not the box. That's good. What other topicals we have, Ty?
Yeah, this is about sandwiches, right?
I regrettably brought none today, or I would have shifted off that topic long ago.
You would have pulled the ripcord.
Yeah,
it's okay. We talked about roast beef for a good half an episode.
That's true.
What do you guys like? If you could change anything about the Subway franchise or brand in 2025, what would that be?
Ooh, great question, Patrick.
You go first.
Yeah, I've been saying this for a long time. I want the option to bring my own veggies.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm tired of what they're offering. It's low grade and there's not enough variety. I want to show up with at least a couple of my own, hand them to the sandwich artist, and let them get to work.
Are these like being passed over in a Tupperware?
Yeah, Tupperware, brown bag it, maybe. Depends on the materials, you know.
Yeah.
So I just want them to like become more open source in that regard.
Right.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Interesting.
Yeah. What about you, Eric?
I think I would delete the menu and have it just be like veggie buckets.
Yes.
And like ingredients only. Like no suggestion on how to pair them. And it's up to the customer to have to like put their creative cap on or ask the sandwich artist to needs to finally do their job and, you know, create something for the customer.
Dude.
Right. I mean, I think that's a reasonable ask.
Yeah, 100%. And also, like, the Subway series menu is garbage because it's completely it disregards the core clientele to begin with. Because for you to use the Subway menu and see all 1 dozen and go through all of the different sandwiches, you need to be able to read and count. And I think that's asking too much of the customer. I think it's actually kind of rude to assume that much.
Mm-hmm. I mean, the biggest fuck you in the Subway menu is how like everything's numbered, but in a completely random jumbled order.
Dude, yeah, you have to have a PhD to get through that.
Yeah,
the beauty of Subway is you don't even have to be able to speak. You can just point and get your order across.
You can be a nonverbal entity and still get a Subway order through.
So in a way, it's the most accessible fast food restaurant.
Right. Okay.
Yeah. There's nothing ableist about Subway.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Yeah. What about you? What would you switch
I feel like I've even talked about this on this podcast before, but having a consistent mascot or kind of like spokesperson.
Dude, they're not bringing back Fogel.
No, nor am I saying they should go into their back catalog.
So you're saying Trump should pardon Fogel?
No. Well, they let out the fucking Silk Road, guys, so anything goes. No, I just think, you know, Subway will do all these promos with like certain athletes, and it's just like, give me something kind of fixed and constant. I'd like, a consistent spokesperson or mascot where there's kind of like narratives around them.
Dude, they can't though. They've been burnt before. They can't put all of their egg salad sandwiches in one basket.
I mean, statistically though, what are the odds of hiring 2 Fogels consecutive?
Dude, like if they hired another pedo by accident, that'd be crazy. Like, it's give these guys a break.
It's, you know, very unfortunate, and obviously he was a monster, but the odds of getting that when you hire a spokesperson, fairly low.
One would hope.
One would hope.
I don't know. I feel like the open casting call might bring out the freaks.
True. Yeah, they'd have to be very strict about, like, we're not looking to replicate the past.
You have to have something, like, a little loose in the brain, though, to, like, go to that casting call and be like, I want to represent foot-long sandwiches.
Not good sandwiches.
Yeah, I want to be the face of that.
Right.
You know?
Yeah, you gotta have screw loose for sure.
Yeah, you got to be hiding something.
I feel like you guys could be in a Subway ad.
We are the closest Subway has to consistent representatives.
Well,
5 years of recording. How many? Scotty Barnes has been representing them for like 7 months.
I was going to say, you predate anything they're doing with Scotty Barnes, I think.
Yeah, dude. Scotty Barnes was 15 years old when we started.
Wasn't even a man yet.
No. But if I had to think of another one, I think I would declassify the sandwich files.
Tell me more.
I think everything that Subway has needs to have the ingredients published online.
Whoa.
And like updated like quarterly. So like I need to know what's in the tuna salad. I need to know what's in the bread, and like just list it all out.
I think we got to ask Trump to just do that with the JFK files, you know?
Yeah. He did.
When you said declassify the sandwich files, I'm like, did I miss some sort of major conspiracy around the brand? Like,
yes.
Did Subway kill JFK? Like,
it might have, dude. It could have like.
It could have taken. There's a lot of unexplained deaths. Natural causes, more like unnatural bread.
Yeah, exactly. You think it was because JFK's head got blown off, or he had like a pre-existing condition with eating the tuna?
Yeah.
Whenever you find Subway tuna in the autopsy, it's like you have to wonder.
It shows that more than we think.
Yeah, flatbread in the autopsy.
They got the money. They can pay off the autopsy. You know. Lobbying a different government agency to keep things quiet.
Mm-hmm. So I want to bring up one more thing before we close out. I was paying attention to the inauguration, the first few days of the Trump presidency, and
like no notes, 10 out of 10 stuff, you'd say.
Honestly, he was kind of spitting, I'll be honest. But there was something that stood out to me. He pardoned Fauci, and
right,
and and I was just kind of thinking like, okay, there's probably a few cases where a preemptive pardon makes sense, but I'm not sure why you would pardon some guy who we were supposed to be trusting this whole time.
Yeah, no, I mean, his brain's completely melted. He'll say anything for attention. Seems like he's really spinning out of control, so... Yeah, no,
that's possible. But also, now I'm thinking, like, what did he do that I need to know about? I got the vaccine. What do I need to know?
Yeah,
I wouldn't be too concerned about that.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, I'd be more concerned about eating Subway at this point.
Okay.
Yeah,
that is such a 4D chess level troll move to imply someone did something wrong by giving them a presidential pardon.
Yeah.
That is so funny.
I mean, it's
like so funny.
So it's like if you accept the pardon, you guilty.
Wait, that's also very weird to even like dignify that by being like, I accept it. Yeah, okay, so I hadn't heard anything about this, but
a preemptive
very
pardon.
Bizarre.
Dude, that's insane. If
wild, right?
Okay, like if Trump came to you and said, Eric, I want to give you a preemptive pardon, you'd probably take it too, right? Because you'd be like, I don't know what dirt they got on me, but 399 episodes.
Yeah, that's true. It would definitely wipe the slate clean no matter what. And it would be a cool story to be like, yeah, I've got the presidential pardon, bro. Like, do you have that?
I'm not taking it. I don't think it's a good look to take it.
It isn't kind of incriminating, isn't it?
It kind of implies a lot.
Yeah,
that's why it's such a funny move.
Yeah,
like, expert level move from Trump. Like his base is like, yeah, we knew we shouldn't have got the out sheet. We knew that guy was a crook.
Yeah.
Of course he took the pardon.
Also, I should clarify, Biden pardoned him.
Oh, Biden?
Yeah.
So okay.
To protect him.
Because
that makes a lot more sense.
Story.
Yes.
I think it's the same story because the libs were pushing the vaccine so hard.
But
so Biden's probably incriminated as well.
I think you can look at Trump as being so erratic. And again, fucking brain melted. That's like, who knows what's going to happen? I'm going to accept this pardon.
Just to protect myself.
Oh, to protect myself from Trump.
Yes, because that was my interpretation of events, that he's accepting the pardon under the assumption, like, Trump is out of his fucking mind. Like, who knows what will happen to me once Trump is in power. So, yeah.
But is a presidential pardon like a get-out-of-jail-free card that you can just pocket until later? Because if so, Fauci could just go commit tax fraud or murder somebody. It's only, he could do anything.
Well, I think it's only for the shit you've done up until it's issued. But, like, didn't Trump pardon all the fucking January 6th people?
The patriots, yes.
the cream of the crop, the brain geniuses.
Absolutely.
But
insane.
I think it only works retroactively. I don't think it's like a trap card in Yu-Gi-Oh! Where you can decide to play it later.
I'm going to redeem my one crime.
Yeah, like as you're getting pulled out, the cop pulls out his badge, you pull out your pardon.
Yeah, like,
the Uno reverse card. It's like, fuck you, please.
That is very funny, the idea of having, like, immunity that you can choose when to use it.
Yeah, that would come in handy for sure.
Yeah.
And it's like, I don't know. Have you guys ever heard stories from like older family members about like run-ins with the cops in small communities and stuff? It's very much like a
oh yeah, all the time.
Yeah,
look the other way and
yeah.
Hope you are friends with the cop's family.
Or it's like it was the '60s. I had like a cocktail between my legs in the car, and the cop's like, "Well, your home's just over there, so get home safe."
Yeah.
Like, wait, what?
Dude, all sorts of stories I'll hear from like my family friends. They'll be like, yeah, I drove into a ditch, the cops showed up, they said, okay, well, we won't tell your dad. But like just walk home.
We defunded them. That's crazy. Like they used to be like our friends.
Yeah.
How do we get the police back on our side?
Yeah. Say the three white
gotta get rid of these body cams.
Dude, okay. Yeah. I think what we're missing is a celebration of the third space. Because you only encounter a cop on the worst day of your life, right?
Right.
So, like, because it's like you did something wrong. Or the best day, maybe, if you're in trouble. But, like, 9 times out of 10, you're having a shitty day when the cops show up. Tensions are high. You just need some time to, like, jam with them, develop some trust in a low-stakes environment. Mm-hmm. And I know one that the cops are always at, and it is 30 feet from us, boys. Like, I think we need to have, like, cop meetups at Subway where customers and them can come together over a sandwich and just shoot the shit.
Right.
Wouldn't it be cool to just be like, so like how many times do you shoot your gun, or like tell us some stories on the case? Just kind of humanize them a little bit.
Right.
That's what we actually need to fix this.
Mm-hmm.
No, asking a cop how many times they've shot their gun is that's information we should have.
Every time I see a cop, I'm like, I just want to ask them if they've killed anybody before. Sorry,
I feel like statistically the average amount would be 0 times.
You think so?
Or, okay, maybe if you look at across the entire population, it would be like point something. I think most cops have not fired their weapon.
The conversation
outside of training, I guess.
Strays its way back
yes.
Yeah.
In a live fire environment.
Can you imagine them first time at a gunfight, like, shaking?
Yeah. No, I'm sure they fire off plenty of rounds in preparation.
So
but
we've fired some guns together.
Yeah,
I think we've shot more guns than some cops.
Well, I guess in that environment, they probably still shot more than us.
Yeah,
but
it's hard to say.
I mean, we could shoot someone tonight. Bleep that out. Beep. Do not clip that.
Okay. The conversation has made its way back to body counts.
Yeah.
Eric, do you think the average cop has killed someone with their gun?
The average cop
has
killed someone? No, definitely not. Yeah.
I don't know. In Trump's America, they're just shooting everywhere.
If you count like dying on their watch, then yes, because like we're in the highest death toll postal code right now.
That's true. So you think the average...
We're on O Block.
Yeah, exactly. We're in Vancouver's O Block, which is V6A.
Whoa. Yeah. Way to dox us. So the average cop has been a witness to death. That's what we're saying.
I mean, shit, we've all been witnesses to death.
Yeah, that's
true. We're all dying at various speeds.
Imagine how many kids died on Lily Phillips' face.
Whoa.
Damn.
Okay, we gotta kill it there.
No, let's keep going. I have more thoughts about Lily Phillips. One last thought. It's so funny that her and Bonnie Blue look fucking identical. Like, they look so fucking similar. It's like that specific, like, phenotype of
it's definitely an
British lass. I don't know what's going on.
Getting
British fucking cunt.
Yeah.
I mean, they definitely were like scouted together.
Yeah.
Like somebody is like pimping them both out. Obviously,
there's just someone out there that's like, I have a type, and I'm gonna push it on the world.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Thought experiment. What would happen if the CEO of Subway got a pardon?
That wouldn't be a good look for them,
right? That's what I'm saying.
That would be a bad look.
That's what I'm saying. Wouldn't you like raise an eyebrow to that?
Wouldn't you be like,
what did
wait, what happens?
Yeah, it's like I ate fucking so many Subways.
Yeah,
I know.
My cook.
It's like I've probably eaten a rat on flatbread by this point. Like,
dude, there's so many crazy thoughts that go through my mind. Like, is tuna the new Teflon? Like,
yeah.
What did this guy do?
Mm-hmm.
The tuna altered your mRNA.
Oh, yeah. My brain chemistry's been completely tweaked from.
Yeah, dude, the forever chemicals are deep in me.
I like how the windows have gotten progressively more fogged.
Yeah, we got that tinted effect you were looking for.
Yeah, exactly.
Do you think anybody's looking at this car being like, why are those three guys having gay sex in here?
It's definitely hot and steamy.
Yeah, dude, those guys have been talking about lily fills for 40 minutes.
Getting too steamed.
Yeah.
Damn.
Well, breadheads, we'll leave you with that closing argument. But anything else you guys want to add?
Just have a safe weekend out there. You know, if you're a breadhead, take care of yourself. Use protection.
Well, they're not.
Please do not sign up for 1,000-guy gangbang. That's really all I got.
Breadheads, thank you for listening. Patrick, thank you for joining. Very altruistic of you to join, just out of the goodness in your heart.
Yeah, thank you for having me. Yeah, no, I truly have nothing. Watch this space.
We'll leave you there then.
Great.
Ciao.
Ciao.